ضمن مبادرة سركال المنظمة من قبل السيد عبد المنعم سركال لمهرجان الكوز للفنون يلي هو بعنوان ارتحال. استضفنا الفنان عمر موسى. فنان عمر موسى يلي هو من أصل ماليزي أسترالي، يلي قدم وصلة غنائية بتتضمن الراب والهيب هوب، وكانت وصلة جدا حلوة. استضفناه من بعد هالوصلة وكان لنا هاللقاء معه تيحكي شوي عن الكتب يلي كتبها، عن وصلته الغنائية، عن غنائه لمحمد علي كلاي، ومدى تأثره فيه من أول ما توفى لليوم، حتى عن وقوفه على المسرح. كل هالأمور الفنية بخبرنا إياها عمر موسى عبر موقع الفن. If I want to ask you, what is your nationality? Are you Malaysian or Australian?
I'm Australian. I was born and raised in Australia, but my father is from Malaysia. My mother is Irish Australian, so I'm a mix with a very Arabic name.
Why do you have an Arabic name?
Because all the Muslim people in Malaysia, when they took Islam a few hundred years ago, we took Arabic names, Muslim names.
Amjad say he speak Arabic because his name is Omar.
Yes, I'm very confusing to people. When I was growing up, everybody thought that I was Arab, and then even when I flew in here, they were confused why I couldn't speak Arabic at the airport. So I just confuse people.
You have a very beautiful voice, not only the technique. So why you choose the rap music, the hip hop?
I always loved poetry. From a young age, my father was a poet in Malaysia. My mother loved poetry, but I was looking for a type of poetry that was exciting, performed, relevant, and I didn't see it when I was growing up because poetry felt like it was something more for the old dusty library or white men who had been dead 400 years. And so when I heard hip-hop music, rap music, I said, aha, this is poetry about important issues and young people trying to make a change. And so I realized this is a type of poetry I want to make.
Okay, but your target is young people or every...
Well, now I'm not so young, I just turned 39 last week.
No, to listen to rap music.
Actually,
to listen to rap music, is only the young people listen to rap music? Or?
Yes, but actually I do a lot of different, I make rap music, I write plays, novels, poetry. I like to experiment with different forms.
Smallah, we say in Lebanon, smallah.
Smallah, okay.
You have many talents.
I try. It keeps things interesting. It's new ways to express myself. And actually, a lot of the time, I like to connect with the young people, but as I'm getting a little bit older now, I don't care so much. I like the fact that sometimes I can do a performance and there are kids at 10 years old and then somebody who's 80 years old. I've had performances like that.
Yeah, I'm 20.
Right, yeah, me too.
Amar, you write 3 books and you express yourself how you live the racism, how you live the everything, and you get a prize. Tell me about this book.
About the books. I explore a lot of personal and political issues, especially growing up Asian Australian, also Muslim Australian after September 11th. It was quite difficult for us, and it was a very complicated type of issue that I tried to explore all the time in my work. But at the same time, I don't just talk about these types of things. I talk about nature, the environment. I talk a lot about the environment because I'm very scared at what is happening to the planet, and I see nature being destroyed in Borneo and also in Australia, and I like to talk a lot about that, about animal conservation, things like this. So I try to explore a lot of different issues. Sometimes I'll just like to write a love song, or you saw the song I did before just about a cat. It doesn't matter to me. It's what I'm feeling at that time.
How you will sing about our problems in war, in economics war in Lebanon and in the Arab world?
Yeah, I need to learn more. I would love to come and visit you. But actually, it's interesting that you bring this up because amazingly, a lot of the young poets in Australia, especially in Sydney and Western Sydney, are Lebanese Australian. Okay. When I first started doing poetry performances, often I would be the only Muslim person performing there. Maybe this is almost 20 years ago.
Now you're
No,
not.
I'm 20 now. Sorry, I'm 20 now. No. But 20 years ago when I was at these performances, often, I was the only Muslim person. But now, the biggest poetry event in all of Australia every month is in Western Sydney, and it is run by and attended by Lebanese Australian young people.
You make a big thing.
And well, no, not because of me, but it's very exciting to see how it's changed. And so I think these young people maybe would be better equipped to talk about these issues than me, being a Malaysian Australian person.
So the new generation will accept you and will accept Muslim.
I hope so. I mean, it's difficult, you know. I think a lot has to change still. There's a lot of things that need to change, but I do hope that slowly things are changing, and also that we can gain more power and strength in our own communities by being able to tell our stories and our poems and make art, you know.
You tell the story in your play about Muhammad Ali or anything else, because I didn't see the play.
Yeah, this play, Since Ali Died, was about how, in my imagination, the world fell apart, and actually my own world fell apart when Muhammad Ali died, because he was my childhood hero, and I felt like Ali was holding the whole world together. And then when Muhammad Ali died, we had Brexit, we had Donald Trump, we had, I got my heart broken, you know. There was a few times I had a lot of racism, and I was, at that time, I told my parents I was ashamed to be brown. I said I didn't want to be brown anymore. My parents said no.
My husband is brown.
Yeah, brown is beautiful. Brown is so beautiful.
Very beautiful.
Yes. And so that's what my parents said to me. They sat me down. They said, no, you should never be ashamed of your skin. Never be ashamed of being brown or being Muslim. But then my father started showing me VHS tapes of Muhammad Ali. And Muhammad Ali was saying, black is beautiful, my skin is beautiful. And then I watched this guy.
Excuse me, and very sexy.
Yes, the most handsome man, the most handsome, charismatic, also a rapper. He did poems, you know. And so actually Muhammad Ali became my hero because he taught me to be proud of myself, to be proud of being Muslim, to be proud of being brown, and to stand up for myself, even when people try to put me down. So that's why I was so upset when he died. I was crying for days.
طيب, since Ali died, what happened in the world? I listen what happened in your world, but in the world in general.
Oh, I mean, it was just like an intellectual leap that I took. I just said, everything fell apart. Of course, there were already problems before Ali died. But in my own world, I had some problems within my own soul. And so it was almost like when he died, I lost something in myself, lost a way of navigating my ship.
After Ali died, who is your idol?
Nobody, I think. I think maybe in a way it was God or the universe telling me that I had to look within myself, not look to another person. I had to find something within myself to keep strong and to keep going.
Okay. Before I say to you good luck, I want to ask you, what is your new song, your new book?
My new book is called Kilonova. It's a combination of artworks and poetry, mostly about my connections to Borneo and to Malaysia, because I learnt this skill of woodcut art, which is very popular over there. And so it helped me connect with my culture and explore my connections with history, colonialism, my family history, my grandmother. And then the new song, as I said on stage, is inspired by my grandmother. And she's very frail now, quite old, but I got a lot of inspiration from my grandmother because she had a very difficult life, you know. She never learned to read or write. She never got to go to school. She lived on the street. But you're making me, I'm a bit emotional actually, but she even though she never learned to read or write, actually she composed poems in her head. She made 50 poems when she was on the street, and now she can still recite these poems even today, and she can make poems. And so I feel like I'm not the first poet in my family. My father was a poet, my grandma was a poet, and I come from a long line. It's in my blood, you know.
It's good to be emotional.
Yeah. MashaAllah.
Omar,
So this song is about what I learned from my older people and then what I can give to young people.
Omar, we are proud of you. You translate our ideas in racism, in nature, and humanity. And I say to you, good luck. We are waiting for you in Lebanon.
Thank you so much. Hopefully there's not much we can do as small people, but if we can just make small changes in our world, I believe they can have big repercussions, big echoes. So that's my hope. Inshallah. Hey, Omar Musa here, Malaysian Australian, Borneo Romeo. Look out for my new interview on Elfan website. I hope that I can visit you guys over in Lebanon sometime soon. Much love, peace. See you soon.
لتعرفوا كافة الأخبار الفنية زوروا موقعنا الفن.com أو اعملوا سبسكرايب على اليوتيوب عنا.